Okay, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and I'm going to go ahead and open up this Word file. Okay, so I want to go to this simple relation that we have. This is an eternal relation. It's not going to change. 19th prime number is 67, and 19th composite is 30. So we have seen all facets of things, how this actually generates 9127. Okay? But now what I want to talk to you about is, I'm going to talk to you about the number of hamims in chapter 40 through 46. Okay? As you see here, the 30th composite is, the 19th composite is 30. The 30th prime is 113. 113 times 19 is going to give you 2147. 2147 is the frequency of hamim in surahs 40 through 46. So this immediately tells you, okay, that the number of hamims in these 7 chapters is supposed to be 2147. It can't be anything else, according to this relation, this prime index relation that we've been badgering and trying to tell people about it, and people keep missing this. They keep missing this. I didn't go and count 2147 hamims in there. Okay? I didn't need to. It generated it for me, right in front of me. You see, these lines generated the number of hamims in these 7 chapters. Okay? So when we look at this, we bump into a prime number. This prime number is 58,439. This prime number happens to be a prime number. It has to be a lonely Gaussian prime number. It also is a Chen prime. And these are the indices of these. And so these are these index and tensor relation that we always talk about. Index of lonely Gaussian prime is 2147. Index of Chen prime is 2730. Index of prime is 5917. So immediately here what we see is the following, that 2147 has interindexal relation with both number 2730 and 5917. However, we go to this chapter 64 verse 5, and we see these 3 numbers that are underlined there. 5917, 3174, and 1362. Then God says, do you not know that the news of those who disbelieved previously? Thus they enjoyed temporarily. These are the people who believed in falsehood. Their high is very temporary. Their happiness is very temporary. They're going to come down, crashing down real hard. Okay? But the situation deteriorated, and reserved for them is a painful suffering. Okay? So after this brief happiness, the world comes crashing down on them, and the situation keeps deteriorating. So again, I'm going to small this small table here, index of these 2 numbers, 5917 and 6234. 5917 happens to be a semi-prime, and the tri-prime corresponding to that semi-prime is 6234. 1596 is the following, this bullet here. 1596 is the numerical value of the month of Ramadan. And 6234 is the total number of numbered verses in the entire Quran. Recall that Quran was revealed during the month of Ramadan, 185. Okay? So you see how it meshes the Quran together? 6,234 verses were revealed that had numbers, and that index of that number, which is a tri-prime, is 1596, which is Shahr Ramadan. which means the month of Ramadan. The other underlying number was 1362. 1362 is the number of verses from 11 to 9127. Remember also that 1362 composite is 1143, which is 9 times 127. Now we look at 3174. Suppose you added two verses to that, or suppose that you took those two verses, said, okay, they belong to Quran. 9129. The corresponding primes there are 23, 23, and 23. So if you write those numbers together, it becomes 23, 23, 23, which is 999. Okay, so that's what they were supposed to do. You see? That's how they were exposed. 23 times 2 times 3 times 23 is 3174. Remember 3174 that we had there, up there? In that verse? Let me go back to that verse again. 3 numbers that I underlined. 5917, 3174, and 1362. Okay, so it tells you that it's 1362, which is actually the number of prime number verses from the beginning of the Quran. And it doesn't matter if you add the two verses or not add the verses. This number would not change. This number would be still right here. Because neither 128 or 129 are prime numbers. Only 127 is a prime number. Can you imagine this? So immediately it tells you if it's a 9129, it's supposed to be 9127. That's what this ayah tells us. And this is actually a warning to these people. He's telling them, look, you're going to enjoy temporarily. Don't do this to yourself. Okay? So, therefore, what we get from this is the following. Remember I said this, that God establishes the truth? Okay? Therefore, 2147 generates 9127. 6234 witnessed by 2 only, and 2730 signifies verse 2730 in the Quran, where the missing Bismillah of Surah 9 is compensated. You see that? The very beginning, that interdexal relations. Just go back to that again. Right here, 2147, 2730, 5917. All that information that we get, we are getting it from the prime number 58439. And it tells you that, yes, 9 has 127 verses. 9 has 129 verses is going to be vanished by the fact that the truth is going to overwhelm it. It's going to wipe it out. And the number of Bismillah, which was not mentioned in chapter 9, is going to be compensated in chapter 27, verse 30. Okay? This is what I was trying to say in the first unit of this Jummah praise today, that no matter what you do, God will show it to you that what the truth is and what the falsehood is. Okay? With the things that has basically no argument that you can bring against it, because you cannot defeat the truth. No matter what you do, it's not going to work. Okay? Mere fact is right here. This is amazing, because, as I said, 1362 is the count of prime number verses in the Quran. Okay? So since that number the number 9129 and 9128 are not prime numbers, are not going to be in this count no matter what. This number is going to be right here. And that number is going to be coincident with the revelation order of this verse. Okay? Revelation order of this verse in the uninitial surahs, which is 3174. And that doesn't matter because chapter 9 was the 113th revelation, so it was one next to the last. Okay? So it's not in this count either. So these two numbers are going to be against each other. One tells you 9129, the other one tells you 9127. The prime number one tells you 9127. So it vanishes. It actually defeats the falsehood immediately. The truth always defeats the falsehood. Okay. And then 5917 has an index of 1596, and 1596 is the numerical value of the word of the two words Shahr Ramadan, and that tells you that when the Quran was revealed. And when the Quran was revealed, there was 6,234 verses, because Tri Prime 6234 has its index is 1596, which is Shahr Ramadan. The other one is not. Okay, they were not revealed to the Prophet. And so we see this every week. We see these signs every week. And people still argue about this. Okay? So I'm going to stop here and finish our Jummah. Allahul Kabir.